Alright, so I got a 1999 Suburban K2500 with the big block 454. So suddenly I just had no heat. So, you know, I wasn't overheating, I just had no heat coming out the vents. So I went through like the usual, kind of the usual suspects. If the little door inside wasn't working, then the heating lines would still be hot. You know, your heater core would still get hot. So anyways, I started replacing stuff. I didn't seem like there was flow, so I replaced the water pump. I replaced the thermostat. That didn't seem to help either. Then you have like these like valves down there. You can kind of see them down here. It's vacuum operated, and basically what happens is, when there's no vacuum going to it, that was this little guy here, then it runs to the heater core. Then there's a little electronic piece back here, and when it gets activated, it activates the vacuum, and it does like a bypass, and then it can't go to the heater cores. Instead, it just circulates. It just dumps back into the radiator. So I replaced that whole four-way valve assembly, all that stuff. The old one seemed like it was kind of okay, but went ahead and replaced it anyway, and that didn't do anything. And so, I mean, new water pump, new everything, and when I had the hoses off, I blew, and I could blow through the heater core no problem. It seemed to have good flow, and everything seemed to be working anyway. It was just like a sudden thing where, you know, I just lost my heat. So then your heat is supplied by this guy here, this line. That supplies your heater core, and that comes out of the intake right here. Oops, a daisy. So anyways, I mean, I'm just running out of ideas on what the problem could be. Like I said, everything's new. I figured, well, maybe there's an obstruction somewhere in the intake in one of those ports. So I took this guy off, and this just totally blows me away. That's what the end looks like. It's just full of this shit, and I don't know even. It's like a piece of plastic or something. I mean, to me, that's what it just looks like, plastic. It just completely plugged the end of that up. So yeah, no shit. No, I don't have any flow. Yeah. So everything that I went through and all the parts are replaced, and I would have never thought that the whole problem was that there's, I don't know, like fucking some plastic in there, and I don't know if it's part of the gasket or what it is, and hopefully I don't have to take the intake off, and you know, God knows what's going on in there. If I can get all that shit out, it'll probably fix it. But I don't know how much of that stuff floating around in there, and anywhere else it goes, it's gonna cause some problems. I mean, you can't have a massive amount of, you know, shit coming out of there. So like, yeah, it's like all stringy. God, it's like a fucking plastic bag almost. I just don't even know what that is. I don't know if anyone thinks they know. I mean, it really is. It looks like a plastic bag, and how it could get into your cooling ports. I mean, fuck, that just don't make any sense. Anyways, well, hopefully that helps somebody, but God, what a weird problem.